Year 1216. A monastery hidden deep in the shadows of the Alps. By flickering candlelight, a trembling monk copies each line onto parchment. Every stroke of his quill feels like a whispered confession, echoing through the cold stone chamber. The book he's writing is not meant for human eyes. Its name is Liber Juratus, the sworn book. Rumors say it holds the secrets to summoning demons, communicating with angels, and opening gateways that should never be touched. But the Catholic Church calls it an invitation to darkness. Anyone found possessing the book is to be burned at the stake. Anyone who copies it must be buried with their manuscript. Centuries passed. Every known copy was hunted down and burned. Monks, scholars, even the merely curious, vanished along with the book. But Liber Juratus never truly died. It was reborn in whispered tales and secret manuscripts, in humanity's deepest fears. And even today, one question still lingers. Does Liber Juratus truly hold supernatural power? Or is it merely a legend, crafted to manipulate the human mind? Join us as we step into this forbidden world. Europe, 13th century. Darkness cloaks the cobblestone streets. Smoke from heretics' pyres rises into the cold mist. The Catholic Church holds absolute power, controlling every thought, every book. The Inquisition works tirelessly, hunting down anyone who dares challenge divine authority. Magic, astrology, even any knowledge outside of the Bible is branded as sin. It was in this age of turmoil that Liber Juratus was born. Legend says it was written by a mysterious scholar named Honorius, who called himself the son of Euclid. But who was Honorius really? A sorcerer hiding beneath a monk's robe? A rebellious scholar defying the church? Or just a false name masking a secret collective? No one knows for sure. Liber Juratus was written in Latin, the language of the medieval intellectual elite. It's unlike any ordinary book. Not poetry, not theology, but a manual, cold, precise, on how to communicate with beings beyond human understanding. It was said to be copied in hidden monasteries far from the reach of light. But why would a book strike fear into the heart of the church? Historical records show in 1215, Pope Innocent III issued a decree banning all magical texts. Liber Juratus was blacklisted. Anyone found possessing it was charged with heresy, facing either the flames or exile. And yet, strangely, despite being hunted, some copies survived. They were hidden in crypts, secret libraries, or buried deep underground. And every time a manuscript resurfaced, terrifying stories followed. Monks who copied it vanished. Scholars who read it were never the same again. Liber Juratus is more than just a book. It is a cursed secret, one that defies both the church and logic itself. So what lies within its pages that makes the world tremble? By flickering candlelight, the parchment pages of Liber Geratus tell a story not meant for human eyes. The book isn't just a collection of words. It's a map, a guide to forbidden realms. Legend says Liber Geratus contains 93 chapters, each one a meticulous, chilling ritual. It teaches how to summon supernatural entities, angels, demons, and nameless beings. One chapter details how to draw a magic circle, inscribing the names of angels with the practitioner's own blood. Another describes how to bind a demon to your will through an oath spoken under moonlight. The pages are written in black ink, but rumors claim that some lines change on their own, as if the book has a will of its own. Liber Juratus does not merely demand knowledge, it demands sacrifice. To perform its rituals, one must surrender a part of their soul, or at the very least, a piece of their humanity. One rare surviving record speaks of a monk in Florence in the year 1220. He attempted a summoning ritual. In the monastery's cellar, he drew the circle, lit the candles, and recited the incantations. That night, villagers heard screams, sounds that weren't human. By morning, the cellar was empty. The monk had vanished. Only the book remained, lying open on the floor, with one page torn out. But stranger still, those who read Liber Juratus often report the same chilling phenomenon. They hear whispers, not from the room, but from the pages themselves. A scholar in Paris in 1235 claimed he saw a faint figure appear in his mirror while reading the book at night. He swore the reflection wasn't his. These stories spread, but no one dares to confirm them, because everyone who touches Liber Juratus faces one of three fates: madness, disappearance, or death. And there's one terrifying detail that makes it all worse. The book demands that any scribe copying it swear a binding oath, an oath that ties their soul to the manuscript. If they break the vow, they're cursed. Their body disintegrates. The book vanishes with them. During an excavation of a Spanish crypt in 1240, a decaying corpse was found clutching a copy of Liber Geratus. But when the team tried to retrieve the book, the body turned to ash, and the book disappeared, as if it had never existed. So the question remains, is Liber Juratus truly a gateway to another world? Or just an elaborate deception designed to prey on fragile minds? And if it is real, what waits for those who dare to turn the first page? In 1215, Pope Innocent III stood before the crowd at the Fourth Lateran Council. His voice echoed, "All magical texts are sins against God." Liber Juratus was placed on the blacklist. But the church didn't just ban the book. They sought to erase it from existence. Why would a single book strike such fear into the heart of the church? In the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church ruled both body and soul. Any idea that challenged the Bible was labeled heresy. Liber Juratus was more than a book. It was a declaration of war. It taught people how to speak directly with angels and demons, cutting out the church as the middleman. A dangerous idea. If anyone could communicate with divine or infernal powers, the church's authority would crumble. Historical records show that between 1220 and 1250, dozens of monks and scholars were burned alive for possessing Liber Juratus. The Inquisition showed no mercy. Copies were publicly burned, black smoke rising as a grim warning. But more terrifying than the flames was the curse, said to be bound to the book. Legend claims that anyone who copies Liber Geratus must swear an oath that binds their soul to its pages. Break that vow, and the punishment is severe. The body disintegrates, and the book vanishes with the corpse. A chilling tale spread through Italy in 1238. A young monk in Bologna was discovered transcribing Liber Juratus in the crypts. He was sentenced to the stake, but before the flames touched him, he screamed, "The book will never die." That night, his body disappeared from the morgue. The copy he'd transcribed was gone. All that remained was a black streak of ash on the stone floor, as if burned from the inside out. The church called it the Devil's Mark. But some whispered that the curse of Liber Geratus had truly come to pass. They believed the book was more than parchment and ink. It had a power, a will of its own, that made it impossible to destroy. During an archival inspection in the 14th century, a priest uncovered a hidden copy of Liber Juratus in the Vatican. When he touched it, The book burst into flames in his hands. Strangely, it didn't burn completely. One page remained. On it, a single Latin phrase, ego sum qui sum. I am that I am. Was it the voice of a demon or of the book itself? Does Liber Juratus truly exist? Or is it nothing more than legend? Centuries after the Church ordered its destruction, historians began searching for clues. In the Vatican archives, among dust-covered scrolls, a few documents reference a forbidden book known as the Book of Honorius, but no complete copy has ever been found. Only fragments remain, a few pieces of parchment with faded writing hidden in secret libraries across Italy, France, and Germany. One 14th century manuscript, currently housed at the University of Heidelberg, describes a summoning ritual involving a magic circle and Latin incantations. Historians confirmed the writing style and parchment material matched the medieval period. But something strange stood out. Some of the lines appeared to be written in an unknown ink, unlike anything used at the time. Chemists analyzed the ink in 1980. The result? Its composition couldn't be identified, as if the ink didn't belong to this world. Historical records also include testimonies from priests tried by the Inquisition. One priest in Venice in 1245 claimed he had read Liber Juratus and saw a blazing red light pouring from the pages. He was burned at the stake shortly after. But the investigators never found the copy he spoke of. Another clue surfaced in 1632. In an abandoned monastery in Spain, archaeologists discovered a crypt filled with dozens of ancient manuscripts. Among them was a black leather-bound book inscribed with a single word, Juratus. When opened, the pages were blank, except for the final page, which bore a strange symbol, a circle etched with characters from no known language. Linguistic experts tried to decode it. They failed. They called it the mystery of the white pages. The strange things keep happening. In 1995, a collector in London claimed to own a complete copy of Liber Juratus. He refused to make it public, saying, "The book chooses its master." The night before he was scheduled to hand it over to researchers, his home caught fire. Everything was destroyed, except for one metal box. Inside was a single sheet of paper bearing a Latin phrase, Cave Felis, beware the curious. Is Liber Juratus just a product of medieval imagination? Or are there secrets still hidden beyond the reach of modern science? Liber Juratus isn't the only tale of cursed texts. History is filled with books said to carry dark enchantments, as if humanity has always been drawn to forbidden secrets. In 1559 in Germany, a similar book, Clavicula Salomonis, was banned by the church for teaching how to summon spirits. A scholar who read it claimed he saw figures pass by his window every night. The book vanished after he died in his sleep, burn marks found on his chest in the shape of a hand. In France, 1742, a manuscript called the Grimoire of Armadale was discovered in an abandoned church. Those who touched it reported hearing whispers, eerily similar to the ones described in Liber Juratus. But Liber Juratus's influence stretches far beyond the Middle Ages. In modern culture, it's become inspiration for horror novels and films. Works like H.P. Lovecraft's fictional Necronomicon appear to draw from legends surrounding Liber Juratus. On the internet, forums like Reddit and X are filled with stories from users claiming to have found lost copies of the book. One anonymous user in 2018 posted that they had purchased a copy on the black market in Istanbul. They wrote, "When I opened the book, the lights flickered and I smelled something burning." The post was deleted within hours. The user was never heard from again. In 2023, an archaeological team in Italy unearthed a crypt beneath the ruins of an old church. They discovered a locked iron box, engraved with a symbol identical to the magic circle found in Liber Juratus. Inside was a single piece of parchment, bearing one Latin phrase, non aperias, do not open. The box is now held in a secure, undisclosed archive. No one has dared to open it. The influence of Liber Juratus continues to live on in our collective imagination. It serves as a reminder, some secrets were never meant to be touched. Are these stories mere coincidence? Or is Liber Geratus still searching for a way back through the cracks in our reality? Liber Juratus, a cursed book, a secret buried in the shadows of the Middle Ages. For centuries it was burned, hunted, erased from existence, and yet it lives on, in parchment pages, in whispered tales, in humanity's deepest fears. From cold monasteries to the Vatican archives, from the curse of being buried with the body to fragments of mysterious parchment, Liber Juratus is more than just a book. It's a question. What truly lies within its pages? A gateway to another world? A clever hoax from a forgotten age? Or a truth humanity isn't ready to face? Imagine this: a silent night. You discover a copy of Liber Geratus in an old cellar. The candle flickers. The pages open. And you hear whispers. Not from the room, but from the book itself. Would you keep reading? Or would you bury it, as the curse demands? And this is what makes Liber Juratus truly terrifying. It isn't just a story of the past. It's a reminder that some secrets, some cracks in reality, can still be touched by accident. Every burned manuscript, every missing monk, every cryptic Latin phrase, they all suggest that Liber Juratus is still waiting for someone curious enough, brave enough, or foolish enough to open it. So what do you think? Is Liber Juratus a myth or a doorway to the unexplainable? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love dark mysteries like this one, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to uncover more forbidden stories.